morning, YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a great day today. Today, I wanted to talk about the creative process a little bit more, and especially the aspect of resistance. In this context, I would say that resistance is anything that is stopping you from something that you really want to do. It could be a mental block, or this typically comes in the form of excuses that we tell ourselves. Resistance can be all of these reasons that we haven't started working on a project, or it can be things that seem very legitimate that ultimately are just our limiting beliefs making our own lives worse. For example, it makes a lot of sense that you wouldn't have prioritized something if you've been going through a lot in life or you've been really depressed. But in reality, if you had moved on this thing, you would probably be feeling a lot better. I heard this quote recently that really changed the way I looked at this, which is that depression is the opposite of expression. And humans become depressed because there is some aspect of ourselves that we are not properly expressing to the world. And making art of any kind or creating something and then being able to share that with other people and connect around it is an amazing cure for this. And I have also found this in my life when I did start creating again after these low periods. It felt like exactly what I was missing, and it didn't feel like I needed some extra support. Like that was really the problem. Now, this is obviously not the case for everyone, but I think for creative people, like we can forget this and deprioritize our projects because of the day-to-day, issues that we have and think that this is just not that important, but it really is. It really is deeply, deeply important for your sanity to continue to be creative. So we are going to be overcoming this resistance. And really, it's all just in your mind, Maybe you don't have the budget to do exactly what you want, but you can always take a step in a direction. You can like plan something, or you can try to talk to people about who do I need to meet, what place do I need to get to in order to bring this idea that I have to fruition. And like you can always take a step, but we put it off because we think that it has to be this whole giant dream that you're not going to be able to do that in a day. So just release that idea and just take one step in the right direction. So get a journal out and write down what you want to do, or write down what final product you want to have or to give to the world. Resistance will tell you that this is not worth it because it's not the whole thing. You're not finishing it, so what's the point? That doesn't matter. Don't listen to that. That's just the little devil on your shoulder that's trying to keep you in this state of depression and not fulfill this creative idea that you have been given. So ignore that and just take a step. Just take one step in the right direction, and you will feel lighter just from that. Even if you don't feel like you completed anything, you'll feel lighter just because you were honest with yourself about what you wanted. Like, that's the thing about creativity. We won't even be honest about what we want out of life, like, or out of this project or whatever, with ourselves, not even with other people. Like, we're scared to want things. And I think it's just because we have been so conditioned to live in fear of disappointment. And instead of getting your hopes up, like people are like, don't get your hopes up because what if nothing happens, and what if you fail, or what if you like just can't finish this project? How depressing is that? Like, I don't want to live a life like that, and you shouldn't either. So if there's anything that you have wanted to do, I invite you to do it, and I will share an example. Um, so I was going through a little bit of a rough period with my mental health, and then I was like, I think I really need to just start creating again. So I had this idea to start doing air dry clay again, just for fun. And when I was a kid, I really loved making Pokemon art. So I did this air dry clay Psyduck, who is bald at the moment. I'm still working on getting him some hair. But this little guy, has made me so happy because I fulfilled something that I had an idea about. And he doesn't even have hair. Like, he is not perfect. He is far from perfect, but it feels satisfying that I was true to myself enough to see this idea through to the end, even though it was silly. You have to embrace the silliness. And when I was working on this, it was just giving me more and more ideas of things that I wanted to make, and also satisfaction because I I was honest with myself about what I wanted to do without any judgment or thinking that it's not worth my time or that it's a waste of money or whatever. I just did it, like, in that childlike sense of play. And now I feel really satisfied. And now I can move on to making other things. So I just wanted to share that today. And I wanted to remind you that just taking a step will give you relief. If you are a creative person and you have been feeling like you haven't been making anything, you don't have to finish it. And maybe you will take a step in that direction and decide you don't want to do it, and that's fine. That's great. But just don't let the thoughts like, "Oh, this is stupid. Like, why are you doing this right now? We need to be serious." Don't let those thoughts win. You don't need to be serious. You need to be less serious. That's why I'm in this bunny hat. All right. Have a good day, you guys. I'll see you tomorrow.